Maya and Brahm are beginningless for you. For you. Because the question is coming from you. So to you, these two are beginningless. Why are these two beginningless? Why can't their origin be known? Because Maya does not comprise of an entity called Maya. Maya is verily the questioner himself. Maya resides in the questioner. All questions are Maya. A question implies lack of knowledge. So the questioner is Maya. If you can reach the beginning of Maya, then you say, I have reached the beginning of Maya, and here Maya is no more. Right? When you reach the beginning of something, is that thing any more there? No. You have reached the end of that thing. Right? If you have reached the end of that thing, who is there now still remaining to say, oh, I have reached the end of that thing? See, you are the one who is trying to trace the origin of Maya, right? So you trace the origin of Maya and you, let's assume, reach the origin somehow. And upon managing to reach the origin, what do you exclaim? You say, oh, I have found the beginning of Maya. So you have found the beginning of Maya, and you still remain to say that you have found the beginning of Maya. If you indeed do still remain to say that the beginning of Maya has been found, then what remains alive and intact in your form? Maya itself. If Maya still remains alive and intact in your form, have you reached the beginning of Maya? Right? So beginning of Maya is therefore, reached only when the quest to reach the beginning of Maya is dropped, right? So Maya remains as long as there is darkness about the nature of Maya. That darkness itself exhibits in the form of the question, right? Where there is light, there are no questions, or are there? Getting it? Remaining yourself, which means remaining Maya bound. You cannot receive an answer to the question, from where did Maya or Avidya begin? The beginning is the end. How is beginning the end? Because if you have reached the beginning, you have reached a point beyond which there is no more the same substance of which the beginning is being sought, right? Let's take a rope. There are two ends to a rope, right? If you reach the beginning of the rope, what have you de facto reached? The end of the rope, right? If you have reached the end of the rope, how will you know? Who will survive to know? Because you are the rope, you are the questioner, you are the darkness. If that darkness still remains, then it is a contradiction that the end of darkness has been reached. You cannot say that you survive, you remain, and yet Maya has ended. Even the question to know about Maya is Maya. Even the one eager to know the origins of Maya is Maya. The one who perceives Maya is Maya. The one eager to know the end of Maya is Maya. So if there remains someone to receive the answers to all these questions or to receive success in his efforts to reach the end of Maya or know the origin of Maya, then Maya has not ended. Therefore, Maya is called beginningless. If at all you have to ask, from where did Maya come? Then the only right answer is from your question. That's the answer. When did the world begin? When you ask this question. From where does Maya come? From the same point your question comes. Where does Maya come from? The same point your question comes from. Getting it? So Maya is beginningless because if you can reach the end of Maya, you have reached your own end. If you can reach the end of Maya, which is the beginning of Maya, you have reached your own end. As long as you remain, Maya remains. Getting it? Equally, how is Brahma called Anadi? Why is Brahma beginningless? Because you are Maya. You are Maya. And Maya cannot know anything. Least of all, Maya can know Brahma. When Maya cannot even know itself, how will Maya ever know Brahma? So how can Maya know the beginning or the middle or the end of Brahma? It does not know its own whereabouts. What will it know about Brahma? Therefore, to the seeker, it is rightly said that Brahma is the origin, the middle and the end. And in the same breath it is said that Brahma has no origin, no middle and no end. Getting it? Now, the Upanishad says that when you are in the thrall of Anadi Avidya, then you have the belief that you are the born body, and that is bondage. Yes, that is bondage, because there is no bondage that you experience that can survive without the assumption or the belief that you are the body. Show me one bondage that can survive without the body. You will say, but without the body, even I cannot survive. How will my bondages survive? That's what. The I sense identified with the body is the principal bondage.